Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Now today we've got an exclusive submission by the great friends of the channel, a bunch of posse of guys that like to get on this channel and really show us what they can do with their throats. This is Moon Devoured, aka Excreta, aka Betwixt Lungs, and he's also got great friend of the channel. Nxxses on this track as well, who we showed a picture of last week because he got his t-shirt through in the post. Dope! Now today's track, as I say, they're both on it. And when these guys come through, you just know that they're going to be deep and nasty, gutturally gargling vocals over deep, down-tempo, deathcore-y, nasty music as well. That's their style, that's what they do, that's what they like to show us, that's what we like to check out from them as well. So the track we've got today is called Moontryst. Let's get it on the screen and give it a spin. And they're beheading the Traitor channel as well, pretty cool.
Drag you out here where the moon can taste your fear. It's raw and uninhibited. Don't be ashamed, become saturated.
Super wide, massive mix. Nice synthy atmospheric edge come in as well.
Genesis, Exodus, Genesis,
Nxxses has got a bit more gravel in his throat. It's got that rasp at the back. Dope one. Let's say these guys just set out to absolutely give you the most terrifying, nastiest sounds that they can with their throat. I don't know anyone who makes more crazy sounds with their throat than these guys. This is really it as far as it goes. And I check out r/screaming and all that kind of stuff for guys who like to practice doing their throat and, you know, put a more effort into it than just grabbing the mic and shouting, which a lot of guys still just do, which is fine. But, these guys, they're kind of like almost like shredders on guitars or something like that, but they're doing it with their throat. They sit there and they're trying to work out how do I get those sounds with my throat? How do I make the most nastiest, gargling, gutturally sounds and record them in such a way that it sounds like you're absolutely falling down my throat? And these guys are spending their time figuring that stuff out, and it sounds dope because it doesn't sound like a normal vocal. It doesn't sound like a normal band and a singer. It's kind of some otherworldly noise that comes out of their throat, and they do a great job of recording it as well, because it's not just a case of making those noises into a mic. You've got to EQ it and capture it and mix it in just the right way to get all those nuances within the vocal there, because one thing that is going on with this type of vocal is very minor changes within their throat and their cheeks and the tongue placement and all of that. And all that gives different tones to the vocal. But you've got to capture that within the mic as well. And I'm pretty sure if you just used a SM58 or something like that and then didn't EQ it, you wouldn't get all of those nuances coming through within the vocal. It's mixed very well. Oh, I just wanted to double check as well whether they'd used Alex on this one. Yes, I'm starting to get an ear for Alex's mixes. You can see on the stereo, they're always super wide, absolutely panned out to the max, filling the stereo field. I like that personally. A lot of mixers and professional guys would say, well, you've gone too far with that because, it's not going to work in mono and all that garbage. Well, I don't care about mono, and I don't, I want people, when they hear this kind of music, to either listen to it on good headphones or good speakers. Not through your phone or something like that, because you're not getting the full experience of the mix at that point. And I disagree with the idea that, it's up to the mixer to create the track that works on all these different platforms. That's fine if you're doing more mainstream music where it's got to be heard on, radio and whatever like that. But when you're doing mixes like Alex is doing that are super panned out, that really do need a stereo setup for and decent headphones or decent speakers to really capture all the sound that's going on there, I think that's up to the listener to do that now. Because everyone, it used to be the day where you couldn't really listen in stereo. That's a long time ago now, though. But, everyone can listen in stereo nowadays, and even in your car, they have some pretty good stereo setups within there now. So you should be able to get the full effect of stereo music. So I would say to Alex, keep pumping it as wide and as loud as it'll go, because it's up to the listener to have a decent enough system, which really doesn't have to be that decent, to get the stereo effect and the full width and depth of this kind of music. So I've got no problem with absolutely pushing it as far as it'll go. It sounds dope, and when you do listen to it on headphones, it just absolutely fills your head with sound. There's no space left, there's no air in this kind of music. It's just full on direct sound straight into your ears. It sounds dope. Now, I would say on this one, I think the drums could have been a bit more punchy in those sections where it went down to a drum roll. I think they could have really hit harder. They hit fine, but I think to take this music to the nth degree with that kind of vocal, you really, really kind of just want to absolutely pummel the listener with the sound. And I think big, massive drums absolutely punch you in the head would have been a little bit nicer on this one as well. Sick guitar tone in this as well. It's really direct and up in your ears like the vocal, like your head's in the speaker cabinet. And it just adds to the whole effect of this kind of music because, as I say, it's very loud and direct music. There's no air. There's a very atmospheric side to it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way the sound hits your ears. But yeah, a cool, nice atmospheric edge to this one. I like the more synthy atmospheric edge in this one. Instead of just having wailing guitars, which has been done a lot now in deathcore, atmospheric deathcore and black and deathcore type music. So a more synthy edge in there. Yeah, sounds pretty cool. And I think that could be a way going forward as well for these guys to bring in different types of synthy edges to the atmosphere, to just affect that in different ways, bring in different types of sounds to the mix. Because the whole deathcore wailing guitar thing, you do some arpeggio up high while the other guy's chugging. it sounds cool, but it has been done now for a few years. So I think it would be cool to move away from the wailing guitars and maybe move into some wailing synths instead, or more electronic synthy sounds, atmospheric synthy sounds. It's a cool mix. It just keeps it a bit fresh, you know. So these guys are doing a great job. I love that they're all getting together and doing the stuff. As I say, I've said this before. I see these guys as a bit of an online posse working together and getting the job done nicely, and actually creating a music that's you don't hear a lot of in this particular version. You know, there's a lot of deathcore and down-tempo deathcore stuff. But with this vibe and with this type of vocal, no, you don't hear too many of it, because these are the guys, that I say, that are taking vocals to the next level, really pushing it in terms of the vocal. These guys are all about the vocal, you know. They're not really a band. It's more they just want the music as a showcase for their vocal. Just dope. Very, very cool. They love sending the music over. I love checking it out and keeping up with these guys. I feel like I'm part of the posse as well, you know, kind of a bit of a hanger-on maybe. But yeah, it's very cool. I'm down with these guys, on board with what they're doing. I just love checking it out on the show. Very cool. Hope you've enjoyed that today, guys. We'll see you around tomorrow. See you then. Bye.